Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/TWIK. Transform your commute, workout, or chores with over 180,000 titles to choose from for your smartphone or tablet.
Welcome, my chingus, to episode 76 of This Week in K-Pop. In this episode, we talk about a whole bunch of people, including Chancellor and Bumkey, Day6, G-Soul, Ju-young, Kang Nam, Kisum and Home, Playback, Perfluffles, Red Velvet, 17, and Verbal Jint and Sanchez. My name is Steven, and with me is my lovely co-host, Josh.
Hello.
We both kind of screwed up the intros, but we're not going to do it again.
Because I was reading it and you wrote the script wrong.
I wrote a script wrong?
Yeah, it says 180,000 titles.
That was a trick.
I read it.
That was a trick.
It confused me.
180,000.
Yeah, 80,000 is.
Well, you know what? Go to audible.com and you'll find out whether it's thousands or thousands. Thousands.
It's not even hard to say thousands.
Yeah, oh well. Now, This Week in K-Pop is usually a discussion podcast that covers the last 2 weeks of K-pop music video releases.
That's right.
In each episode, Josh and I pick what we think are the best songs of the week. This is the second episode, I guess, quote unquote, in version number 3.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this by audio, if you're listening to the audio version, nothing has changed that much.
No.
But if you want to check out the video version, things have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
It's now kind of separated into 3 separate sections.
Yeah.
You know, kind of a better
for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, you get a little nibble.
Pleasure. You know?
Yeah, you don't see like a 2-hour video.
Bite-sized morsels.
You know, 25-minute bites.
I mean, bite-sized morsels for Steven and I.
Word. But I do want to mention at the top of the episode that the next main episode, so in 2 weeks, that episode's going to be a little bit late. I need to go to Taiwan for some like family stuff, so I'm going to miss our normal recording date.
Yeah.
Normally we record on Saturday Korean time, so we'll probably record on Monday Korean time.
Yeah, it'll be a few days late. It won't be like a week or more late, I don't think so. Do just keep that in mind if you're kind of like, you know, refreshing the page looking for the podcast. But we are going to be just a little bit late. Sorry for that, but
yeah. So just one warning. Sometimes I really suck at mentioning the warning at the very beginning, so I wanted to mention that there.
Yeah, throw it out there in the beginning.
Yeah. So all right, let's start with our first big section, the main event, which is what we thought were the best songs of the last 2 weeks. And for the second week in a row, we both agree.
Yay! But this week, Steve and I, or these past 2 weeks, Steven and I can agree. It's been really a progressive kind of 2 weeks. There's a lot of sounds and a lot of production that we haven't like heard before in Korean music, maybe in like American popular music, but not in Korean music. And really, there wasn't really songs that had a complete package, but there were definitely some songs that really stood out to us that we really do want to mention.
Yeah, maybe as you can tell from our intro thing, like there's a lot of names maybe you've never even heard of.
Yeah.
There's not many big names, at least in this section. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more in the after show about other things, but let's go. What's the song that we both agreed on, Josh?
So the song we both agreed on was Red Velvet's Dum Dum.
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. We could say that the biggest, I would say biggest group to put out a song this past 2 weeks.
Biggest by far. I would say biggest by far. I mean, they have, what, like 5 million and counting, as opposed to some of these, you know, 100,000, thousands.
100,000.
Yeah. Now, Red Velvet's last song, of course, was Ice Cream Cake. And we both, I think at the time when we recorded the podcast, we were both kind of like, about it.
Yeah, we were kind of in the middle of the road, maybe kind of more negative, if I remember correctly.
Well, we're always more negative than everybody else in the YouTube world. But, you know, that song kind of grew on me for a little bit, but it never became, like, Happiness really grew on me.
Yeah, same for me. Happiness was really catchy, so the catchy parts kind of just stuck.
Stuck with you. Yeah, and Ice Cream Cake has its catchy parts, but I think this song, you know, Dum Dum, is like the better evolved version of Ice Cream Cake.
Yeah, I think the same thing, because Red Velvet, even though they get a lot of flack for being like FX version 2, they do kind of have a kind of quirky concept that runs throughout for their, you know, just concepts and music videos in general. This is no exception to that. It is quite quirky. It's quite eccentric.
Yeah.
At least concept-wise.
Yeah, but let's just start with the song before we talk about the music video. What did you like about the song,
So
Josh?
first, when I heard the song, it is just immaculately produced. The production value on this is so good. It's arranged wonderfully. The beat is wonderful as well. It's really good. And the way he uses, or she uses, I'm not sure who the producer is, uses the voices of the girls, like kind of, it's really hard to explain. You really have to listen to it for yourself. But the voices are also kind of like an instrument, like
in itself
being mixed up. It would sound more like like how Primary doesn't sing on any of his tracks, but it's Primary featuring someone, because Primary takes their voice and basically makes a song with that. Right. And this is kind of how I felt as well with this song.
Yeah, like I'm trying to look it up right now actually you can tell on the video version, but I want to know who the producer is, because this should be, I mean, not to diminish what the girls have done, because I think there are parts in the song where their voices are really great, but I think the producer really works with their voices, and there's so many times he layers it with each other, or he puts little effects on it, or, you know, especially during the chorus where it. I think this should be, whoever the producer is, we both think it might be the Hitmaker guy, the Hitchhiker guy, who made that song 11. I don't know if you remember us talking about it, but it has so many similarities with that guy's sensibilities.
That style,
we think it's got to be him. I can't find it with a quick Google search right now.
I would put good money that it's him, because usually producers, as we say all the time, they kind of have their own stank. And when you hear a certain song, you go, oh, this has got to be Primary. This has got to be Roddy. This has got to be Brave Sound, you know, etc., etc. Yeah. And there wasn't too many bad things I can say about the song in general. I do really dislike the rapping. I think it's unnecessary. It could be done a lot better. And I feel like the singing could have a little bit more feeling to it. I feel some other artists could have sang this song with a little bit more soul. Just Mamamoo comes to the top of my head. I mean, we have a Mamamoo bias, but mainly because they put out good music and they're good singers. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I don't like the song. I think the song is phenomenal. Me and Steven, we both picked this song as our favorite song. But there are some things that I think could be tweaked to make it
one of the best songs we've ever
2015 heard. Easily.
Yeah. Like this was the only song I think this week where I turned it on and I was like, yeah.
I was nodding my head. I was like,
and you know, as you said, like I really liked this song. I really did. You know, until the rap parts. I mean, I know we mentioned that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I don't think. You know, it's a staple by now, right? They gotta have a rap part, and there's been other songs where we're like, we wish it had a rap part.
Yeah.
But
lately,
this one, it not only had one rap parts, it had 2 rap parts. And the first one is not that long that I could kind of get past it.
I can stand it, yeah.
But the second one is really long.
It really lingers.
And it's the one where it's like a tribute to Michael Jackson that just comes out of nowhere, where the entire rap is just like mentioning Michael Jackson song names.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't like go in. I don't know why they did it. I didn't look it up beforehand. Maybe you should have, but it was just so random to be like, now we got this.
Now we're talking about Billie
Jackson tribute, man.
Man in the Mirror.
Yeah, and it's like I don't think it was necessary. But whoever did produce it, whether you know, I'm on the Wikipedia page right now, and it doesn't. I don't know what the Hitmaker guy's real name is, but it says it's probably primarily produced by this LDN Noise, which is British. They're British producers, so even though it may not be that Hitmaker guy, like I think that dude, whatever LDN noise, they should be
grabbing.
Yeah. Their name, should be important in this because while it's a Red Velvet song, like I think this song shines because
the
of
production.
the production.
Yeah.
There's so many great catchy parts in this that especially just the background noise, or not noise, but the backing track.
Yeah. It's like I would describe it again with like a food analogy. This is like a whole meal. This is like a 7-course kind of. You're eating and there's still more food coming, and you have to eat it a few times to be able to taste all the flavors. It's so like complex.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people, we kind of badmouth a lot of reactors, I think, in general, but a lot of people have been talking about this one guy, his name's like Mr. JK Pop. He himself is like a music producer.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, oh man, he's really good at picking up a lot of things that are normal. Not even us. Like I'm not a producer. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about when it comes to music. So finally, I listened to or I watched his thing of Red Velvet. And it's actually really good. Like he goes in like really in depth with like musical terms. He knows his shit. Yeah. And I thought that was pretty good. It's definitely like he's definitely heard. I feel he's definitely heard the song a lot before his reaction, quote unquote. But like. Or maybe he's just that good. Maybe if you're a producer and you can hear a song instantly and be like, oh, this is this instrument, this is this instrument. Maybe that's true or not, but I think he does a really good job of talking about why the production of this song is so great.
Yeah, and Steven and I, we bag on reactioners and people who do that a lot. And we ourselves kind of stopped because it felt a little bit hypocritical, to be honest. But this guy, I mean, sounds pretty...
Yeah,
legit.
I mean, if you have some time, I think later we can talk about it, or we'll talk about it more in the after show. In the after show,
Yeah.
but let's move on to the music video.
Yeah.
Because while the song is amazing,
the music video is hot poopy. Is what it is. Pardon my French.
I mean, I wasn't gonna go hot poopy. I was just gonna go strange as fuck.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Red Velvet, they are very cute, very beautiful girls. And you give them a concept that really kind of trumps that. Like, you give them.
But what is the concept for this? Like, it seemed like 3 totally separate concepts that got meshed together in this weird thing.
Like, to be honest, it kind of felt like SM was taking a jab at themselves. Like, they're just producing just. The same mold like over and over and over, because people criticize SM for having the same sound, right? And the
same box video.
They have boxes, and then like same K-pop groups, and they have like a formula for everything. And I thought that was like very kind of meta of them to
be like, you know what? We're just going the opposite direction.
We are like.
I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Because they definitely like. There's just so much happening in this. Like I was talking to you how. Like, compared to their happiness video, this is like...
Production value
up the fucking roof. Like, but then they use this production value in such a weird way. Like, there's some really cool shots and there's some really cool things going on in it. And then there's just some really nonsensical, like, weird nonsense in it.
It's just like, why would anybody think to use money to do this, like, kind of thing,
Yeah, like I'm really interested in to know, like, there's a lot of videos where like the concept's really weird, but we're like, what, like, who came up with, like, why did they choose to do like the repeating effect here? Why did they choose to do this here? Why did they choose the Pippi Longstocking concept out of nowhere? Why did they choose to do like a weird 90s like slap band concept at the very end? Like, I just don't. It just seems like so much stuff put together, but it screamed money. Which I actually liked, because there's a lot of music videos, especially in one of these weeks where it's a lot of C tier and D tier and F tier, where their company just doesn't have much money, and it looks like their videos are shot with an iPhone with an Instagram filter on it, like a really shitty Instagram filter.
It's really bad. Like, seriously, the camera that we're using to record our video version is probably more high def than a lot of the things that they're doing. But the Red Velvet one is like, it's crisp, like you can see the details on all the girls, and it looks really good in the short term. The long term video is a little like,
what kind of drugs going on? You know,
you know, like what?
Yeah, like it's kind of like, you know, when we watch that Hitchhiker one, where it's like, and then that's different, but it's like what is happening here?
Like, is somebody just like taking a piss at us? Like they're just having this is like a joke or something, you know?
Like I didn't watch any like real reaction videos, but like, you know, actually, we'll talk about that in the after show. But it was like this parody video of reaction videos, and it was hilarious because it's just literally 3 minutes of the guy just going like this. Now, if you're in the audio version, you have no idea what just happened. Literally, you know, real reaction is just you're looking at the screen and maybe you might make a huh, or you might make like
some snarky comment.
Maybe your eyes will widen a little bit. Like that's a real reaction, and in this one, there was just a lot of just me staring at the screen like, huh, what? Like, what's going on? You know.
Basically, what people say our reactions are like sometimes.
Yeah, and instead of like, oh man, she looks hot, or man, what? Damn that, man. It's like, that's not really. That's besides the point. The point is though that I did really like this song. This was the only song where like Josh listened like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, immediately after. So I've heard it before, I think, but either way, I heard it again when I came to Steven's place, and then immediately after I finished, I played it back again just because I wanted to hear. I wanted to focus on something different the second time around. And every time I listened to it, I had a little bit of something that I was just like, oh, this is good. Yeah. This part is good. Yeah, I really like this. I really like this. And so I really say if you're not really a Red Velvet fan, or you weren't going to give Red Velvet a chance, which is probably none of you, do check this out either way. And if you didn't feel the way that Steven and I felt about it, please leave a comment or write us a review, or reach out to us on Twitter or Facebook, and let us know what you thought. So
yeah, and let's move on, I guess, to Josh's, I guess, second favorite song.
Yeah, so there were a few songs that I would say are very my style this past 2 weeks, and one of those was Verbal Jint featuring Sanchez with Favorite.
Yes, our lovely Sanchez.
Our VJ, and Sanchez.
The sexiest man in the world.
Sanchez, if you don't know, he's from Phantom. I don't know if he's still in Phantom?
From all I know, he's still in Phantom, but he pretty much is Phantom. I mean, the other dudes are rappers, and rappers are a fucking dime a dozen
these days, but not Sanchez.
Yeah. Actually, one of the rappers in Phantom was on Show Me the Money. Yeah,
Honey,
Show Me the Money.
Yeah, Honey.
And he got kicked out. But
that's not important.
That's not important. What's important though is Sanchez is like he always kind of channels, like the Michael Jackson and the Prince.
It's just,
But like he's really channeling it.
He's hitting it. He's hitting it.
He hits some of the highest notes I've ever heard in my life, and it's really good.
Like, it is so good, this song. If you're a long-time listener, you guys know I'm a big fan of like R&B kind of feeling songs, and this I would classify kind of like hip-hop R&B, Korean hip-hop R&B. I think the Korean hip-hop and R&B kind of branch of Korean music is kind of coming up, and I'm really excited for that. And I really think Verbal Jint and Sanchez, not together necessarily, but each as their own entity, are doing a good part in that rise. So do give the song a check, because
like it sounds like no other song.
It really, this past 2 weeks, we're gonna say this very often, I feel like, with all these songs, but we're gonna say things like, it doesn't sound like anything we've heard of, it doesn't sound like any other songs, or we can't explain it. But this week, really, I recommend that you go through all the songs that we talk about, maybe even some in the after show, to find out if any of these songs kind of match with what you like, because we got it all in this episode, I think.
Yeah. So like, I mean, like this song I really like this song too. Like this is one of those where Josh kind of stole it from one of my lists, because I stole a bunch from him last episode. And I really like it because Verbal Jint's rapping style I've always liked. I think sometimes it doesn't necessarily fit the type of song he wants to produce. But I thought, Sanchez is always gold in whatever. But I was actually a little worried because it really starts with high ass.
Yeah.
I got punched in the nuts, Sanchez voice, but you know it really kind of mellows out some parts of the song, and I think it fits very well with Verbal Jint's rapping style.
It's kind of like a song that will get your head bobbing kind of feel.
Yeah, yeah, and
I don't know. Very funky.
It is very funky.
Very funky.
As we know, Koreans are really mining the shit out of like 80s and 90s, you know, and I think, you know,
this is that.
But not many people can pull off the actual Michael Jackson voice or Prince voice, whatever voice. You know, Red Velvet just talks about it, but Dirty Sanchez actually does it.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good.
Yeah. So for the music video, what do you feel about the music video, Steven?
I mean, the music video is kind of cool because it kind of goes through like different eras, I guess. Like there's like the 80s kind of era, and then they kind of wear like the punk rock era, and it kind of moves on past that.
Yeah. But Verbal Jint, man, you need to get rid of that hair. Like
Verbal Jint, like ever since we started the podcast, it's whenever a Verbal Jint song comes out, like it's always like,
dude, what's wrong with your
either
hair,
he's got great hair or he's got what are you doing?
It's like, dude, what's wrong with your hair? I think he got too tired of the whole kind of like slick back, clean cut look.
He's trying new shit.
Like what is it? You Deserve Better? Is that the song?
Maybe.
I can't remember what the English title is, but I
think it's You Deserve Better.
Yeah, You Deserve Better. Like he had that slick, like really clean cut. And then after that, he just started experimenting. Yeah. He started doing weird ass shit. Just grew his hair long, grew his short.
Show Me the Money hair is really not great.
Oh, God.
It's like the kind of like, he permed it, so it's like a little frizzy, and it's like,
oh no.
God, good Lord.
No.
But, again, Dirty Sanchez looks amazing. Like, he was a good looking dude. And so if you are a fan of Sanchez or a fan of Verbal Jint, or if you liked any of what we just said, if you like Michael Jackson, if you like funk, check the song out because it's really good. It's not our favorite, but you know,
it's definitely up there. It's definitely in the songs.
So my second favorite song is by a guy named Kang Nam, not Gang Nam. Is it Kang Nam? I'm saying it right.
Yeah, Kang Nam.
Okay. Featuring Sunny. With his song Chocolate. Now, Kang Nam is a guy he's from a group called MIB.
Yeah.
And we've mentioned MIB once or twice very, very long ago, but they haven't done much. But Kang Nam himself has gotten really, really famous.
Really popular,
because he was in some reality shows.
I think I Live Alone was the one.
Was it the first one?
It was the one to kind of
put him on the map. But he's been in a lot, like he's getting really, really popular. So finally he releases this song with Sunny and Chocolate, and it's 100% my style of song.
It's very happy.
It's very happy. It's very upbeat. It's very generic, especially compared to Dum Dum and Favorite. Yeah. But it's just happiness with a great. I think his voice is really good.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is the featuring where it's a real featuring where it's like Sonny in the middle third of the back of the song. Yeah. And I don't even need Sonny's part. Like, I don't even think Sonny's part is that great.
It doesn't really add too much to the song, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, this is all Kang Nam, and like, it's just a song where I'm just like beating my head the entire time. And I really do like it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, how about you?
I feel the same exact way. Steven and I kind of have a certain type of song that we both share that we like. Kind of like a ballad with a beat sometimes, but I wouldn't necessarily call this a ballad with a beat. It's just really upbeat song. That's the way I would describe it. Very upbeat song. There's
like a pop version of upbeat, which is not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a hip hop upbeat type song.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not hip hop.
It's hip hop.
But it's got a little. It's got something in it.
It's got that beat in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of pushes it more towards hip-hop rather than generic boy band pop.
Yeah, but you definitely wouldn't call this hip-hop, I don't think.
Well, I said hip-hop.
Hip-hop, yeah. But we kind of would say that hip-hop.
Definitely not hip-hop.
Yeah.
Hip-hop.
It's definitely hip-hop. Yeah, hip-hop, like you pop your hip out if you're grandma.
Yeah, if you're a grandma.
Yeah.
Or just out of shape, like me.
You popped your hip out before?
No. I don't run or work or lift things.
You don't work? What do you do all day?
You just stand in front of students.
Oh, that's cool. And they point at you and laugh.
They don't point at me and laugh.
It's all right, buddy. It's all right. It's all right.
Fuck. But yeah, you know, speaking of some things that, you know, we appreciate, but we may not directly have anything to do with, I want to talk about EXO Next Door. EXO Next Door is basically every fan's dream that likes boy bands or sexy dudes. And EXO Next Door is a mini drama where Ji-eun-hee discovers that her new next door neighbors are Baekhyun, Chanyeol, Dio, and Sehun. Members, of course, of the super famous group EXO.
Yeah.
Now of course, it's a K-drama, so they hire her to clean their house during winter vacation. And of course, a love triangle emerges. So if you're a fan of EXO and haven't checked out their 16-episode miniseries, then do yourself a favor and watch it right now on Drama Fever for free. The episodes are about 15 minutes long, so they're perfect for a quick break or a short commute. Just go to dfvr.co/twicexo to watch it now.
And especially if it's like 15 minutes like long for an episode, you can just shotgun it. Just go.
Yeah. And you know, you might think, like, I haven't actually watched this myself, but I was just watching a K-drama called I Remember You. And Dio, the Gook is in it. So Gook is in it.
So Gook is in it.
But Dio is also in it. And I was like, when he popped up, I was like, nah. I don't want no idol in my K-drama.
I heard he was pretty good
but
in
like
it,
he's really good in it.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good in it. Surprisingly. So like if you think, oh, maybe it's just gonna be all like really crappy, like
just like fan service
stuff, like at least Dio himself, like he's a pretty good actor.
I don't know about the other members. I can't really vouch for them, but Dio,
I've heard some good things about this drama.
I've heard really good things about Dio in general as an actor. So
yeah, I mean, pretty soon EXO's gonna be dead anyway, so he's.
oh,
just kidding.
We just got like 50 downvotes.
Yeah,
just like before this podcast even came out. Like,
yeah, they just knew.
Someone's got our like room tapped to make sure we don't say anything bad about EXO, you know?
Yeah, definitely though. Actually, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I think the SM haters are way nicer than the YG haters.
That's true. YG haters are like, we'll cut you.
Yeah, they'll like invade us. But anyways, if you have a chance, please check that out on Drama Fever, or check out any other dramas. I mean, they have the biggest, I think, library of K-dramas that you can watch just instantly on your any device. So check that out. All right, let's move on to the next song that you really like, Josh.
Yeah, so the next song I really like is by Chancellor and Bumkey. It's called Soniga. So Chancellor, I think you were saying he's part of Double Sidekick.
He is part of the duo that is Double Sidekick.
Yeah. So when I first heard this song, I thought it was a primary song. I'm not gonna lie. The beat is very... It's funky. It's got some stank on it, you know? And normally, Primary's been killing it. I've been listening to the Primary album pretty much almost non-stop.
The last episode was a Primary
Primary focused, And to be honest, I thought it was a Primary song, so I tried to look it up, and it turns out to be Double Sidekick. And you know what? Hey, Double Sidekick. You put out something that doesn't sound like a Sistar song for once, and it is hot fire. God damn, it is so good. Really, this beat is so good, you don't really need the singing. Yeah,
I kind of similar to Red Velvet, like, this beat is the star, right?
Yeah.
Like Chancellor is an amazing singer. I mean, he's
Bumkey
really
also.
good. Bumkey, a great singer too. Like the singing is great, but that's not even the point. The point is the beat itself is the highlight. And even in the song and in the music video, it starts with Chancellor just humming the beat.
Yeah.
And like you know that even he thinks like, yo, this is
the beat.
Yeah, this is the
the beat though. You know, like.
Like, it's really good. Like, I know we say that a lot, like, man, the beat's great, or, of course, the beat, though, like, you see in, like, 18 reaction video subtitles. You know which guy I'm talking about. But, like, it really is this beat. This beat is really good. I don't know why I just...
I'm just on.
What do the kids say? Threw some shade. And threw some shade
Drew some shade at him. Drew some shade at him.
But, no, like, this beat is amazing. And, like, I personally think it's a little bit too unfocused though, because there's a lot of like tempo changes. There's a lot of like ins and outs, and some of those ins I really like, and some of those outs I'm like, go back in, you know?
Yeah, it's very jazzy in an aspect that it seems a little bit improv-ish. It kind of has that like jazzy, smoky jazz bar kind of feel.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like maybe this is like a live recording of some dude just kind of
getting after it. Yeah, because there's one part of the song where I think it's just a straight piano like solo. Yeah, there's a keyboard solo. The guy's just getting after it, and that solo is hot fire.
Like normally it'd be like that's dance break time, where like the K-pop group is dance breaking. We're like fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, but like. This is like, yeah, give me some more of this. Like, give me some more of this, like, just hanging out with this song. And it's really good.
I really do think that Chancellor and Bumkey singing in this song, it does make the song better. Don't get us wrong. Don't let us be misunderstood. We really do like Chancellor and Bumkey's voice. But I think the main star in this, Steve and I can both agree, is the production and the beat.
Yeah. And, Chancellor, like, it's really hard to find information on him because if I'm correct, which I couldn't even double check because I couldn't find, like, a direct website that tells me, but I'm pretty sure Chancellor also goes by Mikey.
Yeah. That sounds very familiar, yeah.
Yeah, and Mikey, of course, like, he's saying that one of my favorite, He's saying the Loving You R&B version.
Yeah. I was gonna say My Boy. Loving You.
So, Loving You R&B version, which is really, really, really good by Mikey. You should check that out. And also, he's been in some random like duo songs that I've really liked. He's in an MC Mong song. He's been in with another girl that it's on my phone, but I can't remember its song. So Chancellor, I think I read he's really starting to, like he used to be part of a group called One Way.
And that's the first time.
Or Mikey has. I don't. If they're the same person, then that. But like, I think he left them, and so he's really trying to do his own thing now. Yeah. And like, I really think he can be maybe not the next Primary, but like he can be an amazing R&B kind of producer.
I feel like he can follow suit of like Zion T. Like Zion T originally was mainly a producer. And his singing style was very unique. Yeah. But people really just caught onto it. And Chancellor, I think he has a little bit more fan-friendly, a little bit more mass appeal to his voice. So I think if he puts out songs like this all the time, then it's gonna be over. It's gonna be shut down.
And of all the songs that we're talking about, this is the least watched song by far. I think it only had like 20,000 views or 30,000 views. And that is
ridiculous. Like go watch and listen to this song like right now. Really.
Yeah. And I think even in the comments, I was looking at the comments because I was trying to figure out if this dude was Mikey or not. And like everyone is like, oh, I came here from so-and-so's Twitter. I came here for so-and-so's Twitter. Like all famous Korean people. So I think all the Korean people know how great Chancellor is. And they're really trying to get the word out of like, this is the next producer. Like, yeah, we got Zion T, we got Primary, we got Crush.
Yeah,
right? But
Crush
like,
too.
You got to check out, Chancellor doing his thing. And you should.
It is good.
His voices are really good. Even though that's not even the point of it. It's not even the point of this song.
It is the cherry on top of the sundae, literally.
Yeah. Maybe, why wasn't this song higher on our thing? Oh well, doesn't matter. My turn for my, I guess, third best song after Red Velvet and Kang Nam. And that is by a new group, a band called Day6 with their song Congratulations. Now, Day6, I don't know that much about Day6.
So a brand new JYP group.
Yes.
Not too much is really known about them, to be honest.
And they're a band, but I don't necessarily know if they're an actual band or if they're an idol band.
Yeah, because JYP is doing some weird things with his company where he's just like, we need to think of something, make them a band. And it's like...
Yeah, like Wonder Girls. But I'm pretty sure they're an idol band because those dudes are way too good looking. And the actual song itself is very basic, like band-wise. But none of that really matters because I thought the song was really, really good.
And you have to remember, this is a debut song for them.
Yeah, this is and like the production value that they got and the song itself, whoever produced it, like I thought they did a really, really great job. I mean, it's a very generic-ish song, but there are like not weird, but there's like subtle touches in the song that I thought made it stand out very well.
And there were definitely parts in this song that felt very Nell-ish. If you guys know who Nell is. Nell is an actual band, very famous kind of Korean indie band. If you haven't heard of them, you really should check them out, Nell. And they had flashes of kind of like Nell's sound in the song. And I'm wondering if they're if they are a band, do they take some of the influence from now? Because I wouldn't really be surprised if that was the case.
Yeah, and I thought a lot of them had really great singing voices. And there's a little bit of, not rapping, but it's kind of rapping.
Like rapping.
Sing rapping, but I thought it actually went decently well with the song.
It's a little bit smooth. It wasn't very predictable.
Yeah. And like this was also one of the only other songs that I was like instant like I need to hear the song again. And you know, this was one of the only times where like I was like, JYP, props to you guys, you translated it so I could read the lyrics. But the lyrics really
kind of didn't really have any.
Well, I was gonna say the opposite. Like I thought the lyrics really is why I like this song.
Really? I was gonna say I felt like it felt really kind of generic-y. I guess I'm not like the lyrical genius of the lyrics. I don't know. But I mean the song is just all about like, you know, he sees an old girlfriend and then he's like, you got a new man, so congratulations, you made me feel like shit, and now you've moved on, and I haven't yet. So thanks, you motherfucker. Maybe it's related to personal things. Because I don't know. A long time ago, we weren't. I don't think we were scared, but like I had a girlfriend a long time ago. I don't have one anymore. Not for a while now. But she may or may not have found a new boyfriend recently. So I think that's why I felt really connected to this song. Hit a personal note for you.
So I think that helped a lot. So maybe if you listen to this and you're like, at least for me, the lyrics really.
I think the lyrics are good, but I think there's something lost in like translation. Like you don't get the full feeling unless you know like Korean. And I haven't really sat down and like read the lyrics, so I just kind of just read the English ones, and it doesn't have the same feeling, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think like I got that sad feeling from this song itself or the lyrics. I think it's just reading the lyrics was like, oh, I remember this, right? It's not like I think my go-to like angsty sad song is like Hooba Stanks the Reason. But when I hear that song, I can feel
some
it.
Bad memories.
Not even just memories. Like I can feel emotion. And I can feel like the intent of the song in that song. And in this one, like it's disguised as a happy song, and it's kind of
very passive aggressive.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, it's called congratulations, but it's like congratulations, bitch. Like
you fucked me, bitch.
You fucked me and moved on. But I think the idea of the song is like, well, after that, he's like, oh, she's moved on, then I can move on. Like, there should be a happy ending there. But
I do have to commend Day6 for doing something very different in terms of like kind of debuts, because you don't really find like new boy groups coming out with a song that's kind of snarky like this. It's kind of like passive aggressive. It's not very it's
not just a love song. It's not just a generic love song.
It's not very like what I like to call K-pop friendly. Like songs about love or just straight up breaking up, or like some girl cheated on me. Like there's never songs of like, oh, I'm the cheater, or like you moved on and I'm the loser, or whatever, right? It's always kind of like, no, I mean there are songs like that, but for a big company, like a big K-pop company like JYP, to put out a song like this for a debut song, I have to tip my hat to you.
Sure. I mean, there's some other, like, I think we'll talk about it in our after show, but like JYP is doing jack shit to promote them, and fans are really pissed, and there's like whole deleting MV scandal kind of thing. But that we may or may not talk about later. But I really, you know, JYP, I think for many years we've been doubting his top 3 presence. Where like JYP is not even in the top 3 anymore. But I think he's doing a really good job this year of cementing his comeback, which is really just means actually releasing songs. You know, like, you know, Wonder Girls finally actually came back. Like, he himself has made some pretty big songs this year. And of course, Day6 and Miss A came back, and the Five Live or not Five Live, the Twice group is going to come out supposedly by the end of the year. So you know, JYP
He's busy man.
Is finally doing some stuff. You know, 2 PM came back Act 2, right?
I think twice, if I'm not mistaken, right? 2 PM.
I think they did a double one time.
Maybe I'm not 100% sure.
They did that "Come to My Home."
Yeah.
And that's the only song I can think of right now.
When was the Go Crazy song released? Was that like?
I think that was last year.
It was towards the end of last year.
That's what I feel like. Idea. Yeah. But doesn't matter. JYP is coming back. I mean, he needs to go because in 2014 we were all talking, lamenting. We were like, it's going to be YG's fucking year, right? It's going to be YG's year, and
we were right.
And we're right. And he hasn't even released Icon yet, which is going to come out very soon.
Yeah.
And of course, Winter was supposed to come back, but it has been Big Bang's, pretty much Big Bang's year. So it's nice to, you know, even SM's releases aren't really like, they've been chart toppers because it's Girls' Generation, right? Yeah. Because it's, you know.
It's it's probably like the first good song they've put out
in a while. Yeah. And I mean, this Red Velvet song was really good, and I'm really surprised actually how fast. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised since it is SM, but how fast they've gained as many fans as they've gained.
Yeah.
Because even while their songs have been okay, I never thought any Red Velvet song was like the song.
Oh my god, yeah, it wasn't like,
it wasn't
this should be #1, you know, like.
Yeah, I never thought that. I mean, I know people have thought, you know, obviously people have thought that.
Yeah, people thought that about like Automatic, right? So,
oh god, I forgot that song existed. But you know, I think that was a thing of like, well, there's no other SM group. We need to all focus our efforts on this one. And
if you're not EXO, then we've got nothing. We better do something.
Yeah, and EXO hasn't done anything this year, so.
Not really. Well, they've had all the big controversies and scandals, so.
Yeah, whatever. All right, well, that's it for our first main section. It's going to be a supersized extra section. Halfway through recording that, I was thinking to move some stuff, but I don't know how psychic me and Josh are, so I gave that up.
That's it for episode 76, part 1. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. To get to the next part, click over here, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.